let's go have a look at our lesson for tonight. So when we finished off on Tuesday, we were having a look at that new little cheat that I taught you guys on your calculator on how to find the prime factors using your Casio calculator. So I said to you guys, I was really sorry if you had a different kind of scientific calculator. I didn't really know if there was a different cheat on those kinds of calculators, but I did know that on the Casio calculator, the following cheat was available for you to find prime factors. So to find a prime factors on your Casio calculator, you use the FACT key. So the FACT key. If you want to find the prime factors of 4,200 using your Casio calculator, okay, then you put in the following numbers. You say 4,200 equals, and then you press the shift button, and then I'm going to zoom in on it for you guys. You find a button that's got that dot, and it's got 3 commas. So on your Casio calculator, if you've got a Casio calculator, if you have a different kind of calculator, unfortunately that calculator isn't able to do it. That if you've got a Casio calculator, which most schools ask you guys to get, it's 4,200 equals, you press shift, the dot, and 3 commas. All right, when you do that, it's going to give you 2 to the power of 3 times 3 times 5 to the power of 2 times 7. Now, when we did it on Tuesday, for those of you that had those calculators, you were saying that it was life-changing. Okay, it was the first time that... So there were a lot of you on Tuesday who said that they found that really, really useful, all right, and that they've never seen it before. Some of you had said that you taught it in class. Some of you said that you even had it on the back of your calculator, so you'd seen it before, which was really cool, and I was really impressed with that you'd be able to find it before by yourself, all right? So I really hope that that helps, and I really hope that for those of you who had those calculators, that does help. For those of you who don't have Casio calculators, I'm really sorry. Another thing you could do is you could go onto Google and you could Google the type of your calculator and see if maybe there's a way that you could do it that way. Another way that you could do it is you could do it the old school way. All right. So the old school way we saw to do it was by using the ladder method. So we took 4,200. We divided it by the prime factor, which was 2, which gave us 2,100, divided by the next prime factor, which was 2, divided by the next one, divided by 3, divided by 5, divided by 5, divided by 7, and we were left with the exact same answer. Okay, so there is a way to do it using your ladder method, and that's perfectly fine. It just means that if by using the calculator method, it takes a whole lot of time out. All right, so I really hope that that helped you guys. I really hope that it was motivating and that it's going to help you in your tests and exams. Okay, what did we then do with that on Tuesday? We then took that across, hey? All right, I'm going to go back one more time, and I'm going to say to you guys, perfect screenshot moment here. So time for if there was ever a time for a good screenshot moment, it's now. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot of that, if you didn't get one on Tuesday, make sure you get a screenshot of it now. All right. Okay. While I'm doing that, I see Abu saying that he thinks there's an app to download it. Absolutely there is. So if you have a Windows device, so a device that's got Windows on it, you can go to the Casio website and you can download a Casio calculator. I tried to download it on my Mac. Unfortunately, they don't have one for a Mac. They do have one for your iPhone. They do have one for your iPad, but they don't have one for a MacBook. So if you have a Windows-enabled device, you can download the Casio calculator, yes. All right, hopefully you've all got that. How did we then use that the other night? All right, we then went and saw that if it says use one of these methods now to find the HCF of the following pairs or groups of numbers. We did that one on Tuesday, but let's have a look at doing a different one together now. So I'm going to have a look. I'm going to take this one off the screen. I used ones that only had 2 in them. Tonight, I'm going to go and try one that's a bit bigger, okay? I'm going to ask you guys for some help because, like I said to you, I couldn't download the app on my laptop. But what I am going to ask is if you guys can help me out here, I'd really appreciate it, especially if you've got Casio calculators at home. Or if you're going to do the ladder method, that would also help me out because then you can help me out very quickly. All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to try out number 7.12 here. Let's go try out 7.12. So for 7.12, I would like to get the prime factors of 144, the prime factors of 156, and the prime factors of 180. So if you can give me some answers here. I see Polisa's got their hand up already. Polisa, have you got an answer for me already?
Yes, ma'am, I've got an answer for you.
Fantastic. Polisa, what are the prime factors for 144?
Ma'am, it's 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2.
Times 3 to the power of 2. Thank you so much, Polisa. That's awesome. Awesome. Did you use your Casio calculator?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done, Polisa. Cool. All right. I've got here Como. Como, are you going to give me the prime factors of 156?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, let's go. Como, what's the prime factors of 156?
Ma'am, so first can I like say how I did it on my calculator?
Cool, good.
156 equals to shift and then fact, and then it gave me 2 to the power of 2.
Good.
Times 3.
Good.
Times 13.
Well done. Is this an easier way to do it? Quicker?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done. Good. Thank you so much, Como. And the next person who had their hand up was Tato. Tato, do you want to help me with 180?
Yes, ma'am. It is 2 squared times 3 squared times 5.
Times 5. Thank you so much, Tato. Did you also use your calculator?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tato. All right, guys. So that was how I got my factors. We use the calculator. It helps us out a lot. Now I want to go and find what my HCF is. Now, I remember telling you guys on Tuesday, a lot of you were laughing at me. So I hope that you remember because you were laughing. So I hope that you haven't forgotten. What does the F stand for? I know it means highest common factor, but what does Kirsty say? Thank you guys. I always say the F stands for friends. So when I do this, I say to myself that the F stands for friends. Okay, so when we're looking for our HCF, we're saying that these numbers want to be friends. And when you want to be friends, you want to all look the same, hey? So highest common factor, absolutely, that's what it means in maths. I completely agree with you. We've been doing highest common factor since we were like in grade 6. We know what it means. We know how to get it. We know how to do it the old school way. That's all good, all right? But we're looking at finding the friends now. So when you want to be friends, you want to look exactly the same. So we're looking at our 2's. I've got 2 to the 4, I've got 2 to the 2, I've got 2 to the 2. Am I happy to write down the 2? Yes, I am. So I'm going to put the 2. Now, if you all wanted to look the same, would you want to embarrass your friends? No, you wouldn't. So I've got 2 to the 2, I've got 2 to the 2, and I've got 2 to the 4. All right, what would we want to do? We would want to keep it as 2 to the 2, hey? Awesome. Well done, guys. Well done. Times by. I've got 3 to the 2. I've got 3. And I've got 3 to the 2. Am I happy to write down the 3? Yes, I am. Now, 3 to the 2, 3, and 3 to the 2. Do I want to make it 3 to the 2? Absolutely not, because if I make it 3 to the 2, what's going to happen? I'm going to end up embarrassing one of my friends. And do we want to embarrass our friends? Absolutely not. So I'm going to keep it as 3. All right. Then I've got 5. I don't see a 5 in my next one, and I don't see a 5 in the one above that. So I'm not going to write down a 5. And then I see 13. I don't see 13 in the one above that, and I don't see 13 in the bottom. So I'm not going to write down that. So then I'm going to put it on my calculator because I have a calculator. 2 to the 2 times 3, which is going to give me 12. Well done. Okay. LCM. Lowest common multiple, LCM. Okay, tell me, talk to me. LCM, lowest common multiple. Right. Yes, we know it means lowest common multiple. We've been doing it since we were in grade 5, maybe grade 6. We know that. All right, good. I'm getting people telling me already in the chat. I call it the maximum. All right. I'm not worried about being friends anymore. I don't care about being people's friends. I don't know. I don't want to know about any of that. I want to know what is the maximum now. Okay. So I don't care about being friends anymore. I want the maximum. I want the maximum of everything. So if I look at the 2's, what's the maximum 2's? It's 2 to the 4. If I look at the 3's, what's the maximum 3's? It's 3 to the 2. And then I've got 5, and then I've got 13. So who is going to tell me what the LCM is? Slindile, I see you've had your hand up the whole time, so I'm hoping that you've got the LCM for me. Slindile, have you got the LCM for me?
Ma'am, I really don't understand, but I don't really understand how you got highest common factor.
Okay, Slindile, I'm going to come back to you and explain that to you. Jabulile, do you have the LCM for me?
No, ma'am. I also don't understand, like, how do you got to all of this?
Okay, Jabulile, I will come back to you. Tando, do you have the LCM for me?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What is it? Tando, tell me.
It's 9,360.
Well done. Amazing. Thank you so much, Tando. All right. So I had 2 people who said that they don't understand, which is a little bit worrying. So what I'm going to say to those 2 people who said they don't understand is I'm going to do one more example for you guys. Okay, I'm going to do one more example for you guys. I'm going to do it with the numbers that are underneath. Oh, no, wait. I did have somebody who said to me, ma'am, can we do 7.11 next? Okay, so I'm going to do one more example with you guys. Okay, I'm going to do 7.11 next. Then we're going to move on to the next section. If you still don't understand, when we move on to the next section, I'll come back and I'll explain to those 2 people who said, ma'am, I don't understand what you're doing. Okay, I promise. So if you can drop your hands for now, okay, and I will come back and explain to you after this next example. So let me do one more example for you. Let's see if you still don't understand after this example, then I will explain it to you from scratch. So Jabulile, I still see your hand is up. Do you have another question? All right, okay, cool. All right, so we're going to do one more example together with this, and then we're going to move on. All right, so I hope you've got a screenshot of this, guys. We're going to look at 7.11. If you guys want to go ahead and try 7.11 in the meantime, let's have a look at 7.11, everybody. 7.11. Oh, Palisa has already got the answers for me. Simone, do you see this? All right, so I'm looking for 48, 60, and 84. Okay, so I'm seeing loads of people already have some answers there for me. I'm seeing some people with calculators already in their hands. Okay, I'm going to try some people who have not answered yet. All right, if I get your name wrong, just let me know how to pronounce your name properly, because I do want to learn as well. So we're going to start here. Okay, Okay. Khache? I know I'm wrong. How do I say it properly?
Ma'am, it's Gaurelo.
Say it for me once more.
Gaurelo.
Khalelo.
Gaurelo.
Khalelo. It's a beautiful name. Okay,
Thank you.
tell me, how do you get the prime factors of 48?
Ma'am, I did 84.
You did 84, that's fine. How do you get the prime factors of 84? What did you do?
Ma'am, I used the cheat method for the cashew.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what do you get?
I got 2 to the power 2
Good.
multiplied by 3
Good.
multiplied by 7.
Well done. Thank you so much. And thank you for teaching me how to say your name.
Okay.
All right. Amashle?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, which one did you do?
Ma'am, 48 and 60, ma'am.
Okay, give me 48. What did you do for 48?
Ma'am, I used a calculator.
Awesome. And what did you get?
2 to the power of 4
Good.
times 3.
2 to the power of 4 times 3. Well done. Very good. Cool. Is it
Yes.
easier to do it this way, Amashle?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well done. Okay, and then I have Chief here. Chief,
Hi, ma'am.
hi. Are you going to do 60 for me? How did you get 60?
I got 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Chief. Well done.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Now I'm looking for somebody to help me with the HCF. So I'm going to remind you guys, first of all, very quickly, that the HCF, when I'm looking for the HCF, yes, I know that the HCF, the F stands for highest common factor. I get that. I'm happy that the HCF stands for highest common factor. I know that we've been doing it that way since we've been in grade 5 or grade 6 or however else we did that, okay? I'm happy that we've been doing that. If you do this in a different way, guys, if you do highest common factor in a different way and you're able to get the highest common and you're getting the same answers as us, that's fine, all right? This is just a much easier way to do it, okay? And this is the way that they ask you to do it when you get to grade 8. So I say that to get the highest common factor, we look for friends. All right, so you don't have to explain it the same way I explain it, but I'm looking for somebody who can help me get the highest common factor. So I'm going to go to Komo.
Hi,
All right. Hi, Komo. Are you going to help me with highest common factor? What was your answer?
Yes, ma'am. So, we're gonna look at the 2's first, and then the 2 that we can take is 2 squared.
Fantastic. Good.
And then we're going to look at the 3's. They're all the same, so we're just going to have 3.
Great. Anything else?
Yeah. No, that's all.
Absolutely. Well done. So 2 to the 2 times 3 gives me?
12.
Well done. Thank you, Komo.
Thanks, ma'am.
All right. Let's go with Fatima. Fatima, are you going to help me find the lowest common multiple?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go, Fatima. How do we get it?
It's 2 to the power of 4
Fantastic.
times 8 times 5 times 7.
So times 3 times 5 times 7, hey?
3.
Yeah. I think maybe
How,
you wrote
ma'am?
an 8 because it looks like a 3, hey?
Wait, let me recalculate again, ma'am. Maybe
That's
I did somewhere.
I
Oh,
think
yeah, it's 3,
am I
ma'am.
right?
Sorry.
It's a 3.
Yes,
it just
ma'am.
looks like an 8 because you're writing maybe. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's okay. All right. So what does my lowest common multiple give me? Do you agree? It gives me, I'm seeing some people are telling me here in the chat. Did you get 1,680?
Yes, ma'am, I agree with that.
Awesome. Well done, Fatima. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So guys, I hope for those of you who were still a little bit confused that you paid attention and you went through those, screenshot that one as well. We're going to move on to the next section. And if for those of you who still don't understand, you're more than welcome to lift your hand and to ask me questions on HCF and LCM, and I will explain it again to you. I just want to give everybody else an opportunity to move on to the next section and to see what else we're doing in tonight's lesson. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop everyone's hands for now. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next section first, and then I'm going to ask you if you have any questions based on the last section. All right, so make sure you've taken a screenshot or you've taken down the question. Let's have a look at the next section. So the next section says, it costs 4,600 Rand to take 20 learners on a weekend camp. If there are 47 learners going on a camp, how much would that cost? Okay, so we're doing a little bit of ratios here. Slindila's father covered 764 kilometers in 7.5 hours on a recent road trip. At what speed did he travel? All right, so we're doing a little bit of rates there as well. Josh mows people's lawns at a rate of 50 Rand per hour. How many hours will he need to work in order to be able to afford a bicycle costing 4,500 Rand? And a cyclist takes 12 hours to complete a trip, riding at 25 kilometers per hour. How much less time will he take to do the same trip if he rides at 50 kilometers per hour? All right, so this is all ratios and rates, right? I want you guys to go and have a try at them first, okay? And then I am going to do them with you. I do promise I am, so you don't have to put up your hand and say, ma'am, I don't understand how to do number 3. Promise I'm going to do them with you. I just want to give people an opportunity as well to go try them by themselves, because this is a Beat the Basics course, okay? And I'm going to ask at the same time if there's anyone who still doesn't understand the previous LCM and HCF. I'm going to explain it once more if you still don't understand it in the meantime. So if there's anyone who still doesn't understand, all right, Slindile, talk to me.
Ma'am, I really don't understand LCM, but I
Okay.
seem to understand HCF.
Oh, fantastic, Slindile. So that's great. So you understand how if you're going to be friends, everything must look the same, hey?
Yes.
Awesome. Well done, Slindile. I'm so glad you understand that one. Awesome. Okay, so Slindile, let's talk LCM now. Guys who are doing this, I hope that you've got the question down so long, okay? I'm just going to go and get an example quick for Slindile, all right? I'm going to look at 3.6 with you. Slindile, yeah, let's look at 3.6, hey?
Yes.
Okay, so Slindile for 3.6, I've got 14, and 14 is equal to 2 times 7. I've got 20, and 20 is equal to 2 to the power of 2 times 5. And I've got 35, and 35, oopsie, sorry. 35 is equal to 5 times 7. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so now, if I was doing the HCF, so we want to be friends, we want to all look the same, all that story, all right? Let's look at these numbers. Okay, first of all, I've got a 2, I've got a 2, and I don't have a 2. Can I write down a 2, Slindile?
Ma'am?
So if we're doing the HCF first, okay? So let's do the HCF together, you and me, okay? So for these numbers,
Yeah.
I see a 2, and I see a 2. Do I see a 2 in the last one?
No.
No. So can I put a 2 in the HCF?
No.
No, I can't. Hey, well done. Good. Then I see a 7. Do I see a 7 in the next one?
No.
No. Okay. So actually, is there an HCF for these 3 numbers? Is there a highest common factor for these 3 numbers?
No. They.
No.
They.
Good. Well done. There's no HCF. F. Well
F.
done. Okay, good, because the numbers don't all go into each other. Well done, Slindile. So now let's do
Yes.
the LCM.
M.
So Slindile, when you're doing the LCM needs to be the maximum. It needs to have everything that's the biggest that it can always be. All right. Are you going to remember that maximum?
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at the twos. So if I look at the twos, I don't care about being friends. I don't care about them looking the same. I'm going to write down the twos. What's the biggest twos that I see there out of all of them?
2 to the power of 2.
Good, well done. Times 5. Then the next number I see there is a 5. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what's the next number I see there?
7.
A 7. Do I see any more numbers?
No, ma'am.
No. So I'm all done with those. So that gives me 2 to the power of 2 times 5 times 7 gives me 140.
40.
Does it make sense, Lindile?
A little bit, ma'am.
Good. Lindile, keep practicing. And do you know who's also really good at helping explain this as well? When you keep practicing and trying them and trying them and trying them, okay, is using the Watobe bot to help you as well. Because the more you keep practicing them, then you can test to see if you got your answers right as well. Does that make sense? So you
Yes.
get your answer and then you put it into Watobe bot to see if you got the answer right.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's the best way to do it. Okay. Well done, Slindile. I'm really proud of you for asking questions though as well, because that takes a lot of bravery. Well done. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go to 2.1 quickly, and then I'm going to come back, Jabulile, to your question, because I remember you also had a question on this. So, 2.1. It costs 4,600 to take 20 learners on a weekend camp. If there are 47 learners going on the camp, how much would that cost? So, guys, do you agree with me? If we're looking at learners, okay, first of all right, we started with 20, okay? And now we are ending with 47. So if we're looking at the learner side of things, we're starting with 20 learners, we're ending with 47 learners. If we're looking at the costs, we started with 4,600 and we ended with we don't know how much. All right, so if that's true, okay, is it possible for us, all right, to make a ratio out of the learners? All right, do we have two numbers for the learners? Yes, we do. Do we have two numbers for the costs? No, we don't. But we do have two numbers for the learners. So we want to know how much it's going to cost. Now, you guys tell me in the chat, okay? Is it going to cost more or is it going to cost less? Okay, is it going to cost more or is it going to cost less? Abu, well done, way more. Good, guys, it's going to cost way more, all right? So if you've got 20 people and you're taking them away, okay, it's going to cost way more when you take 47 people away. It's nearly double to take that many people away. So it's going to cost you way more to take 47 people away, all right? So there's different ways for you to do this, okay? The one way you can do this is you can say, all right, well, if I take 4,600, okay, if I take 4,600 and I divide it by 20, all right, if I take 4,600 and I divide it by 20, who can tell me how much that's going to be? 4,600 divided by 20, good. That'll give me 230 Rand per person. All right, that gives me 230 Rand per person. So now I know how much it costs me per person. So what must I do now? I must say 230 times by the new number of people, 47. And that gives me, just like somebody told me in the chat, 10,810. All right, well done, Abu. That was you, yes. Okay, so I took the total that they gave me, the rands. I divided it by the number of learners, and it gave me 230 rand per person. I times it by the new number of learners, and it gave me 10,810. Guys, to me, it's always really important to take the words and to put it into maths. So can you see how I went and I separated it up? Okay, I told myself, learners on one side, costs on the other. Dimple, I'm sorry, you were the first one to answer. Well done, Dimple, you are right. Okay, so that's one way to do it. You can do it that way. Another way to do it is you can say, okay, I know that the number is going to get bigger, so I can say 4,600 times by, I'm going to put my bigger number on the top, 47, my smaller number on the bottom, 20, and when I put that in my calculator, it gives me 10,810. Okay, so that's a different way to do it as well. All right. Okay, so two different ways to do that sum. I hope that you managed to get that sum right. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. I hope that you've taken a screenshot of that. All right, let's have a look at number 2. Okay, so we're looking at Cindy's father. Cindy's father is covering 764 kilometers in 7.5 hours on a recent road trip. At what speed did she travel? Right, I need somebody to give me the formula for speed. Somebody to give me the formula for speed. Nandi, I see your hand is up. Are you giving me the formula for speed, Nandi?
No, ma'am, I was trying to give the what the formula for 2.1.
Okay, thank you. Do you know the formula for speed?
Speed, I think it you divide the time with the distance. Ma'am.
Okay, oh, good. All right, so almost right. Okay, almost had it. So to do that, we're going to put it in a triangle. Okay, like this, and we're going to say D, S, T. So to get the speed, just like loads of you are telling me, I'm going to say it's the distance over the time. Same thing as saying the distance divided by the time. So my speed is going to be equal to my distance, which was 764, divided by 7,5. And I see I have some hands up here. Tummy, tell me, Tummy, what is my speed?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, what did you get?
Ma'am, I got 101.87 kilometers per hour.
101,87 kilometers per hour. Well done. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me out there. All right. Well done, guys. Okay, number 2.3. Josh mows people's lawns at a rate of 50 Rand per hour. How many hours will he need to work in order to be able to afford a bicycle costing 4,500 Rand? So, Tashimo, are you going to help me out with this one? Tashimo, you should be able to unmute.
No, ma'am. I was just asking, can you please go back to the previous question? I was having technical issues, so I just need to screenshot it.
Which one was that? Tashimo 2.1.
Hello?
Hello? Hi, Tashima. Which question would you need? Was that 2.1 or was that 2.2?
Hello?
Okay. All right, so I think maybe Tashima's having some technical issues there. Let's go to Siatanda. Siamtanda, do you want to help me with 2.3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, talk to me. How did you do 2.3?
For 2.3, since Josh gets 50 rand, it's 50 rand an hour, I did 4,500 divided by 50.
Well done. 4,500 divided by 50. So how many hours did he have to work?
90 hours.
Fantastic. And you definitely wrote 90 and you wrote hours, hey?
Yes.
Good, because why do I always say that we need to write hours, Siamtanda? Why do we have to write stuff like kilometers per hour and hours? What's important about that?
Because if we don't, then if someone reads it, they wouldn't know what we're talking about. If we're talking about money, kilometers, time.
Fantastic. Thank you, Siamtanda. You're a rock star. So you've actually helped one of your friends in the chat because they also just asked the same thing. So thank you so much, Siamtanda. I love it when you guys are helping each other out. Okay, guys, it's really, really important, like Siamtanda says, because if you don't write it, then people don't know what you're talking about. And if they've asked you a sum in words, you always need to make sure that when you reply and you give your answer, that it's also in words. So well done. Congratulations. Well done, Siamtanda. Okay, last one I've got there. And I see that Polisa has already got their hand up. So Polisa, I am definitely calling on you for this answer. Okay, I'm definitely calling on you for this answer, Polisa. I promise you, you are my go-to here for this one. All right, Polisa, this is a more tricky one. Okay, so Polisa, I hope you have your thinking cap on. Let's go, Polisa. Talk to me. How did you get this one for 2.4?
Ma'am, I'm gonna try.
Perfect. I love it when you try, yeah?
So, ma'am, I said 25 divided by 12,
Cool.
which gave me 2. And then I said 2 times 30, which gave me 60. So we have 60 hours to complete the rides, 30 kilometers per hour.
Okay, cool. So when you did 25 divided by 12, are you sure it gave you 2?
Oh, ma'am, it gave me 2.0.
2.0, no other decimals.
2.0. 2.0383.
83 and like recurring, hey? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am, recurring.
Okay. Now, Polisa, you know why I'm saying that? Why I'm making you tell me like all the decimals? Because when it's not your final answer, okay, you must always make sure that you don't clear your calculator. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you must make sure that you keep that on your calculator because it's not your final answer yet, okay? Cool, so we're going to keep that because I'm happy with what you said there. And then you're going to take that and you said 2.083 recurring and you times it by 30, did you say, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what did you get when you did that? So you kept that on your calculator.
62.49.
62. I get 62.5 on my calculator when I do that.
Oh, ma'am, is it because you rounded off?
Yeah, maybe. But also, it seems a bit weird. Am I right? Let's go do this quickly. Let's go do D, S, and T. So, a cyclist takes 12 hours, okay? So, Polisa, thank you so much for your help. Okay, thank you. Let's go have a look. All right. So, guys, a cyclist takes 12 hours to complete the trip. All right. So, Polisa was saying to me that they went and worked out what the distance was first, okay? So, they went and said, okay, so they went and worked out what the distance was, and they got for that one. All right, so to get the distance, distance is equal to actually speed times by time. That's where we went a little bit wrong there. So we needed to say 12 times 25. So that's where we went a bit weird. Okay, so it was actually times. All right. So we were dividing, we should have been multiplying. So it's always good to write it down on the side there. So we should have got a distance of 300 kilometers. Now it says how much less time will you take? So now we need to work out the new time. So we're going to take distance divided by speed. So the distance was 300 kilometers. The new speed was 30. And that gives us a time of 10 hours. So originally it was 12 hours minus the new time, which is 10 hours. So it's going to take us 2 hours less. So the key here, the key that Pelisa and I were getting wrong is we forgot to write out our triangle. All right, make sure that you always put your triangle in. Okay, yes, Pelisa, I agree. We both forgot to put in the triangle. All right, guys, Mr. Morin is going to put your quiz for tonight in the chat for those of you who haven't done it. And I do realize that you didn't get your quiz results on Tuesday night, okay, from last week's quiz. I do have them for you guys, and I will put them up for you on next week, Tuesday, plus the quiz results from this week, Tuesday. So this week's quiz, tonight's quiz, and last week's quiz will be up for you guys, I promise. I see somebody else is asking me, ma'am, can you repeat? I will do it again for you guys now as well. I just want to make sure that you've got the quiz results there. So I'm going to repeat this again for you guys. Okay, I'm going to go and repeat this for you so that you've got it. So let's go do it once more. All right, let's do it once more together. All right, so the first thing you want to do whenever you see a speed, distance, and time question is you want to go draw your triangle. You want to say D, S, and T. It tells me a cyclist takes 12 hours to complete a trip at 25 kilometers. So your distance is equal to your speed times your time. So the speed is 25 times by the time of 12, and 25 times by 12 gives me 300. All right, now we want to work out, well, what will the new time take us? So time is equal to distance divided by speed. So the distance was 300. The new speed is 30. 300 divided by 30 gives me 10 hours. So the old time minus the new time will be equal to 12 minus 10, which gives me 2 hours less. Oh no, sorry guys, it keeps on happening. Oh no, and now I scream. Okay, there we go. All right, so there is the answer for you again. Okay, make sure you've gone and done your quiz. I see